Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever BallsOut Sports live stream here on YouTube. Today, we're going to be covering, first off, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit, tell you a little bit about me, and then we're also going to cover the Thursday night football game, deep dive into that a bit. We're unfortunately going to go over the Cubs-Brewers game, as I am a Brewers fan, and that game did not turn out how I wanted it to, but, we're going to go over it a little bit, not too in-depth, but a little bit, and we're going to go over the NFL games that are coming up for this week, for Sunday, Monday, mostly Sunday, because, as you guys hopefully know, we will be having another stream Saturday night. Tune in for that. We are also going to be going over college football because, like I said, our next stream is Saturday night where we're going to kind of review and recap on those games. So we're going to take a look forward at those games before we get there. And that's pretty much all we're going to do tonight for the first episode. So first off, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. I am your host, as you can see at the bottom of the screen right there. My name is Jake, and you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at _ Jake FB, Jake Football. That's what it stands for, in case you can't figure it out. And Instagram, I share my stories most of the time there. I'm starting to kind of try and get into the reels. Same thing with the TikTok. I'm not a big social media guy, but this is my dream. I love sports and I would love to make a career out of it. So that's where this is coming from. I'm trying to do something with this. So the Instagram and the TikTok are where I'm going to try and draw in a decent amount of crowd and get a good amount of views quick and fast. Twitter, or X as it's called now, is where you're going to find my up to the minute, as the NFL Network likes to say with Good Morning Football, up to the minute you're up. That's where you're going to find my real-time reactions and insights on things. And it's probably the platform that I'm most frequently using. So go ahead and follow me on all the platforms if you guys want. I'd greatly appreciate it. Long story short, my love for football came from playing the game. My first memory of all time is watching a Packers game. If you guys don't know already by my social media, you will find out I am a massive Packers fan, diehard, and a Packers shareholder. And at the end of the day, there's going to be bias here. It's my show. I can have some bias. It's okay. But, so my dad is from Wisconsin originally, and that is how I became a Packers fan. That's why I'm a Packers fan, and I ride with it, die with it. That's just how it is. Go Pack, go. And he didn't really push me into sports. It was more one of my closest buddies of all time that pushed me into playing football. And, of course, it was right as he was getting done with his football career. And when I say career, I'm talking youth football. He didn't really play all that long. So I was playing flag football for a long time. Like I said, I grew up loving the Packers. That's just what it was. There's pictures of me as a baby wearing Packers stuff. And so I played flag football. And then my buddy convinced me to jump into playing tackle football. And so I did that, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And that's when I really started paying more and more attention to the game, the NFL. I didn't really get into college football until, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years ago. But the NFL was massive. Like I said, I'm a diehard Packers fan, born Packers fan. So I fell in love with the game, started playing. I played for tackle football. I played for, I think it was like 12 to 14 years. Overall, I played for, I think, like 16 or 17 years, something like that. No, that's not true. I think I played tackle for like 10 or 12, and overall played like 14. So, I played all throughout grade school, middle school, high school, pretty much, for tackle, and a little bit of flag mixed in there too. And I'm not gonna say I was a good player. I wasn't by any means. I'm slow. I played corner for high school. I'm slow. It just doesn't work out that way very well. But, at the end of the day, I love the game. I became a student of the game. I might not have put all the effort in that I should have, but I did what I did. And sure, there's things I wish I could have done different, but at the end of the day, we are who we are. We did what we did, and there's not one thing that I love in this world more than the game of football. And that's where this comes from. I was sitting there at the bar with my parents the other day, and I'm about to turn 25 years old. I'm trying to figure out, still, I keep saying I'm going to figure out what I want to do with my life when I grow up. Like I said, I'm about to turn 25 years old. Here we are. I've tried doing a couple different things with football to make a little, I guess you could say, influencer career out of it, but I'm at the point where I just want to fully go into it. This is it. I'm putting all my eggs in this basket. So we'll see what comes of it. I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you have a good time. Hope you learn some stuff, get some good insight. And I really hope you join me on this journey to becoming an analyst, football deviant, I guess you could say. And yeah, so I mean, if you guys have any questions about me, you can always go ahead and ask on the chat on the stream. You can always go ahead and ask on the Instagram, on Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Go ahead and shoot me a DM. I'm more than willing to answer questions. And with that being said, we are going to start off with our reaction to the Thursday night football game. Thursday night football. The Eagles against the New York Giants. Can anyone tell me, can anyone truthfully tell me that they thought the Giants were going to dominate this game? If you can truthfully tell me that, mad props to you. This game was it was a fun, exciting, surprising game. It started off hot for the Giants. What was it? They went up 10-0, started with a field goal. They got that touchdown with Jackson Dart running in there. He hung on to the ball. Running the ball. Something I have in my notes here. I don't know if you guys follow me on the Instagram, the Twitter. If you do, you saw my, what do I call it? The Thrasher Thursday night football parlay, which one of the legs that I have on there were two that missed, too. It was a four-legger, and two missed. But on the very first offensive play of the game, Saquon Barkley ran for 18 yards. He ran for 18 yards twice tonight. And I took Saquon Barkley over 18.5 yards, longest rushing attempt. 2 times. In the very first play of the game, he goes for 18. Just that one more yard. Whatever. But, yeah, Jackson Dart, he started off wheeling and dealing, man. He was running, he was moving around, he was throwing the ball good. He scored that touchdown, running on in there, and then, the Eagles answered the 10-point deficit with that fun little flip trick play to Dallas Goedert, I guess you could call it. I kind of was assuming they would they'd do like a tush push. Sorry, it's almost midnight here. A little brain dead, but whatever. yeah, I was assuming a little bit of a tush push there. Didn't happen, but yeah, it was a nice little fun little pitch up the line from Hurts to Goddard there to dig into that 10-point deficit, make it 10-7. And then on the next drive, Jackson Dart, he almost lost the ball again. It was close. The kid's exciting. He can run, he can move, he can throw, he can do a lot of things. But as you guys saw last week against the New Orleans Saints, and as you almost saw a couple times tonight against the Eagles, he is careless at times with that ball. He held on to it enough tonight, but it was close. I'm sure you guys saw it if you were watching the game. And then after that, Dallas Goedert had 6 receptions in the first 20 minutes. I'm going to go over my MVP of the game after the section of my reaction / stats and whatnot of the Thursday night football game. And again, if you guys can't tell, reaction is a little surprised. But yeah, Goddard had 6 receptions in the first 20 minutes, which he was very, very high up there on the initial MVP race for this game. But as you guys will find out when we get there, someone else deserved it way more. And then to take the lead, and this is the drive that Jalen Hurts ended up getting that anytime touchdown for me. Unfortunately, it didn't matter because Theo Johnson didn't score and Saquon didn't get that one more yard. But like I said, if you guys follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you saw the Thursday Night Thrasher parlay that I put together, which was Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown scorer, Theo Johnson anytime touchdown scorer, over 41.5 points, which was almost hit at halftime, and Saquon Barkley over 18.5 yards longest rushing attempt, which is what I was talking about earlier. He was 1 yard short twice. But Hurts and the Eagles ran the tush push 4 times in a row. 4 times. To get Jalen Hurts in the end zone there eventually. 4 times. It's like, how do you not... You have 4 chances to stop him, but, okay. Maybe it'll be outlawed next year. We'll see. I don't know. One of the guys I was super impressed with tonight was Kayvon Thibodeau. He was shedding blocks. He was making his presence known. It wasn't a massive game for him, but I was impressed with it, and he turned some heads tonight, I think, especially with them drafting Abdul Carter. I think he has a little bit of a fire lit under his ass, and I'm glad to see it because I remember hearing about Kayvon. I remember watching him in college and thinking he was going to be something special, and here he is. He's starting to finally do a little something here. So I'd like to keep seeing that from him. He shut down Saquon a couple times. He was getting in Jalen's face. He was shedding blocks from some top tier linemen for the Eagles. I'd like to see him keep doing that and, like I said, make a name for himself. A little more than he already has. Next thing about the Thursday night football game, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row, Jalen Hurts has overthrown a wide open receiver that probably would have went for a touchdown had he thrown it where it had to be. Last week, he overthrew A.J. Brown pretty badly. And that would have been a touchdown, more likely than not, had he hit him had he hit him in stride where it had to be, but he overthrew it. This week, again, it was right around the end of the first half, if I recall correctly. Overthrows Devontae Smith. Again, probably a touchdown, and that could have been a game changer. But, Jalen Hurts, he's not looking to be a great thrower of the football as a lot of people anticipated. That's 2 overthrown touchdowns in the past 2 weeks. In other news, 2 overthrown touchdowns. On the flip side of that, in about 40 minutes of the game, Cam Skattebo. The announcers kept saying Skattebo. So I'm going to stick with that. Cam Skattebo recorded 2 touchdowns in the first 2.5 quarters of the game. Call it the first 40 minutes of the game. 2 touchdowns on the ground. Pretty impressive. The kid, he's just a human bowling ball. Look at him. He has no gear other than drive. It's a little ridiculous. And yeah, the Giants, they were up 10 through 3 quarters. At the start of the fourth quarter, they had an 88% chance to win the game, which at the end of the day turned into 100%. Look at the score down there, 17-34. They more than doubled their score. Or, well, not more than that. They did double their score. Sorry. And a massive turning point in the game was Darnell Flott, the corner for the Giants, had a massive interception for them. Well, the Eagles were on a potential game-turning drive. They were either in the red zone or just outside the red zone, and this dude picks it off and brings it back to the 23. And that's where you could just see the Eagles team deflate. It was just over at that point. And that was just me, like I told you guys earlier, me being a former defensive back. Oh my God, there's nothing like getting that, running it back, and just seeing that joy on the sideline, seeing how much that means to your guys, and coming over and just getting hugged, and just that's a massive point in the game. Massive point in the game. Props to Darnell Flott. That was impressive. And he jumped that just right too. It wasn't like it was like just a gimme. He jumped that. And yeah, so the Giants, I would say, dominated the Eagles. They doubled their score. The Giants, 1-4 coming into this game. Eagles are 4-1. The records were flipped. Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champs. And the Giants came into this game and they doubled their score, and they just made them look weak. It was pretty hilarious, to be honest. And I kind of loved it. And to finish off our section on the Thursday Night Football game, we're going to go over the MVP of my choice for the Thursday Night Football game, who, as you can see down there, is running back Cam Skattebo from the New York Giants, who 98 rush yards. This is the biggest thing. 3 rushing touchdowns, 19 rush attempts. His longest rushing attempt was 18 yards. The biggest thing was the 3 touchdowns. Early in the game, I was kind of tossing up Jackson Dart as a potential game MVP. Dallas Goedert, he might have been the MVP had the Eagles won, but, obviously they didn't. And Cam Scatterbo. Scatterboo. 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 Cam Scatterboo. Thursday Night Football MVP. Props to you, buddy. Way to run hard, and just, like I said earlier, that dude he was a human bowling ball. It was impressive. All right. Well, for the next section of this stream, we're going to be doing a quick little tidbit here on the Brewers-Cubs game. When I scheduled this out, when I planned this, when I wrote the script, well, not the script, just the lineup for this, I was planning and intending on the Brewers coming back strong in this game. And if you guys like baseball, you can tell, that didn't happen. They started off very slow, went down 3-0. The offense just wasn't able to get going. Yeah, we just weren't able to produce anything. It was a mediocre, not even mediocre. I'm not gonna lie, it was a piss poor performance all around. But there is one thing to, I guess, look forward to, is the fact that we go back to Milwaukee on Saturday. I think they said 7:30 if I remember right. And the home team has won every single game this series so far. Be pretty badass to keep that up. Go Brew Crew. How about it? Yeah. I just think that'd be a nice way to end the weekend. And what is that? I'm pretty sure game one of the NLCS, which will be against the Dodgers. Whoever wins, Cubs or Brewers, will play the Dodgers. I think game one is on Monday, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, let's see another home team win on Saturday. Go Brew Crew. Next, we are going to go back to the NFL. And we are going to talk a little bit about some headlines that have come about in the past couple days. And then we are going to go into the matchups that are coming up this week. So just a couple headlines that happened earlier this week are Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray both sat out of practice today. Lamar's been out for 2 weeks now, and Kyler's dealing with a foot injury, I think it is, if I recall correctly. Pardon me if I'm wrong. But yeah, they both did not practice today, and it's Thursday. Not looking very good for either of them. We'll see. You never know, though. The Jacksonville Jaguars traded their cornerback Tyson Campbell and a 7th-round pick to the Browns for cornerback Greg Newsome and a 6th-round pick. Newsome, started off his career pretty hot. Campbell's been, as I can recall at least, I don't watch every single Jaguars game, but he's been wishy-washy. But, it's nothing crazy, just basically a swap of picks and corners. See how it pans out for either of them. The Bengals acquired Joe Flacco in a trade. And Joe Flacco will start against my Green Bay Packers on Sunday at 3:30 in Lambeau Field. This will be his second start against the Packers this season in the past 3 weeks. And last time, the Packers, they pretty much shut them down. Our defense and special teams just blew the game for us. But hoping that doesn't happen again. Joe Flacco, he's brand new to the system. Hopefully he doesn't know what he's doing. Hopefully my guys can prevail. Hopefully Micah makes a difference. Hopefully Rashawn makes a difference. Hopefully our special teams, part of my French, gets their heads out their fucking asses. We'll see. Next up, the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know if you guys watched the games last week. If you did, and you watched the Cardinals-Titans game, which was crazy, especially that pick, turn fumble, turn touchdown. There were some crazy plays in that game. I don't know if you guys watched that game, but before that happened, the running back for the Cardinals, Amari Demercado, had a 72-yard touchdown run. Should be 72-yard touchdown run. But he dropped the ball right before he crossed the goal line, which turned into a touchback. And he went to the sideline. And head coach Jonathan Gannon, from the clip that we saw, you guys can find it on Twitter. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it all over the place. He appeared to have punched running back Amari Demercado. After that happened, with a heated exchange happening beforehand, and as a result of that, the Arizona Cardinals fined Gannon $110,000. NFL has not taken any action towards that action. It was pretty, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was pretty obvious in my eyes that it was kind of assault, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. You know, the NFL doesn't want to do anything about it. They'll let dudes knock girls out in the elevator, but the coach punches his player and they don't bat an eye. And kind of same thing, down the same path, I guess you could say. Jerry Jones, he was fined $250,000 for flipping the bird to some Jets fans, and he said it was completely accidental. He says that it was intended to be a thumbs up after the Cowboys kicked the Jets' ass this past weekend. But as you could see in the clip, again, I saw it a couple days ago. But to me, it sure looked like he gave a thumbs up, flipped the bird, and then came back to a thumbs up. He said it was completely accidental. I don't know that I really believe that, but Jerry Jones, you know, he's rich. NFL's going to do what they want. The NFL's going to give Jerry what he wants, rather. And yeah, that's just a couple of the headlines from the NFL this week. Next up, we are going to be looking at the upcoming games for this week. Starting off with the London game. Obviously, the Thursday night game already happened. We covered that already. If you didn't catch it, go back, rewind in the stream, or you can listen to the condensed, edited version down of this on Spotify or YouTube. Probably on Saturday. I don't know that I'm going to get around to getting it done tomorrow. I got a friend's birthday party that I got to go to. But, yeah, so Thursday night game already happened. If you didn't listen to that recap, reaction, whatever, you can rewind, catch it again on the backside. But, yeah, looking forward at the NFL matchups this weekend. The London game, 8:30. These are all going to be Central Standard Time zone times for the game. The London game is at 8:30 a.m. It's going to be the Denver Broncos against the New York Jets. It is technically a home game for the Jets. The Broncos are favored by 6.5. Over-under is 43.5. And, yeah, that's our London morning game. And then for the noon slot, again, Central Standard Time. Noon slot, we have Arizona at Indy. Indy is favored by 7.5. Over-under is 46.5. And then we also have the Chargers at Miami. Chargers are favored by 7.5. Over-under is set at 46.5. 2 games in a row. We also have the Patriots, who beat the Bills, surprisingly, on Monday Night Football at the New Orleans Saints at noon. Patriots are favored 3.5, minus 3.5. Over-under is 45.5. We also have a AFC. Why am I drawing a blank? AFC North? AFC North? We'll just say I'm pretty sure AFC North, but just in case I'm being dumb, we'll say an AFC matchup. We also got the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers at noon. Pittsburgh is favored by 6.5 points. The over-under is set at 38.5. These are all based off of ESPN Bet on the ESPN app. These are the over-unders and the point spreads that I'm grabbing for the slate this coming weekend, based off ESPN Bet, like I said. Noon game as well, we have the Dallas Cowboys at the Carolina Panthers. Dallas is favored minus 3.5 with the over-under set at 49.5. We have the Seattle Seahawks at the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are coming off I am sorry, I lied earlier. The Patriots did not beat the Bills on Monday Night Football. They beat them on Sunday Night Football. The Seattle Seahawks and the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing at noon. The Jaguars are coming off a win over the Kansas City Chiefs in Jacksonville on Monday Night Football. Crazy game, by the way. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but I was very, very impressed, especially with that one play by Trevor Lawrence where he stumbled in the backfield, got up, and still ran in. And then we also have the Rams at Baltimore. Rams are favored 7.5 with the over-under at 44.5. That is the last of the noon slate games. And then after that, we only have three games in the 3/330 column for Sunday, with the first one starting at 3:05 p.m. Tennessee Titans coming off their first win of the season against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are favored minus 3.5. Over-under is set at 41.5. And then at 3:25 p.m. we have the Cincinnati Bengals, which I kind of covered a little earlier, has Joe Flacco now at Lambeau Field against my Green Bay Packers. Packers are favored minus 14.5. And that's today that I grabbed these. I grabbed this 6 hours ago, if that. So this is they have Joe Flacco on their roster and knowing that he's going to start, just so you guys know. So yeah, Packers are favored 14.5. Over-under set at 44.5. And then at the other 3:25 game, we have San Francisco 49ers at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not sure if Bucky Irving's playing yet. I have him on a fantasy team. He is projected to get 0.00. We shall see. That could be massive, but he was also out last week, and they ended up coming back in a massive shootout, barn burner, super fun game against the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. But, yeah, we have San Francisco at Tampa. Tampa's favored minus 3.5 with the over-under set at 47.5. And then for Sunday Night Football, will the Kansas City Chiefs bounce back? Who knows? They are going against a very hot Detroit Lions team in Kansas City. And Kansas City is favored by 1.5 points with an over-under set at 52.5, which is, honestly, I think, very realistic. And then, unfortunately, for some reason, here we are with yet another doubleheader Monday Night Football game. Please tell me you guys hate it too. I don't understand it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Especially, come on, man. But yeah, so first one starts at 6:15 on Monday. It will be Buffalo at Atlanta. Atlanta's coming off a bye week. Buffalo's coming off a loss. Buffalo is favored minus 4.5 points with an over-under set at 49.5 points. And then we have a rematch of a very exciting game for me last year. And a very unfortunate game for Bears fans last year. We have Chicago at Washington starting at 7:15 p.m. Washington is favored -4.5 points with an over-under set at 50.5. 50.5 points. I'm not going to lie, I would laugh my ass off if the same thing happens. That would honestly kind of, Packers win or lose, that would probably, that I'm going to be depressed if they lose, but I would laugh pretty damn good if that happens again. And we have Minnesota and Houston on bye. So, an AFC and an NFC team. Not as many as last week. We had 4 teams on bye last week. But, yeah. So those are the upcoming games. I'm really looking forward to the Cleveland-Pittsburgh game. I think that'll be fun. As you guys probably can tell from me being a Packers fan, growing up a Packers fan, I love A-Rod. And I hope he does well as long as he doesn't do well against the Packers. I feel like Seattle and Jacksonville would be a fun one. The Rams at Baltimore. I don't know what the hell's going on with Baltimore. I feel like that should be a fun one, but the way Baltimore's been going recently, dude, I just don't know. Cincinnati, Green Bay, obviously, go Pack, go. I really hope that Joe Flacco he's not able to get 2 wins on us on different teams. That it'd be the first time since, I think I saw something earlier this week. I think it'd be the first time since like 1951 or something that a quarterback got a win against the same team on 2 different teams. Let's not make that history. That's not the type of history you guys want to hold. Come on, Pack. Detroit, KC, that should be a fun one. San Fran, Tampa, that should be a fun one. And yeah, like I said, I'm just really looking forward to Chicago, Washington. I really hope that Washington wins it in some ridiculous sort of way at the end of the game there. That'd be pretty funny, in my opinion, at least. All right. Sorry that my chair's squeaking there. Now that we've gone over the games that are coming up this week, we are going to cut over to the different screen here where I have my pick'em pool pulled up, and I'm going to pick each and every game for you guys in just a second here. Let me give you a quick little rundown of how my pick'em pool's going this year. I'm not going to lie, it's not going very good. Through the first 5 weeks, quite unfortunate, but I also do go with some outliers here and there, so keep that in mind. But I am 43, 28, and 1 with 60.4% win percentage on every game. And my pool that I run, we do every game other than the Thursday night games. So Saturday games when we get there, Sunday games, Monday games. And we are going to go ahead and cut over and make these picks. Here we are. We are going to start with the London game, Denver, New York, which we are going to go. Can you guys guess? Any guess? Any guess? We're going to go Denver. It's just, how do you pick New York? And then we have Dallas, Carolina. In Carolina, I kind of feel like Dallas has been just putting up points recently. Even though their defense might not be superb, they've been putting up points, and Carolina's been struggling a little bit here and there. So we're going to go ahead with Dallas there. And these are all just money line. It's not spread or anything. We got Seattle, Jacksonville in Jacksonville. This is a little bit of a challenging one. Jacksonville just beat the Chiefs in Jacksonville, but the Chiefs do also seem to be a little bit struggling this year, and Seattle looked pretty solid against Tampa. So, with that being said, we are going to put our eggs in the basket of Sam Darnold and pick the Seattle Seahawks. And then we got Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the home team. Aaron Rodgers against Dylan Gabriel. Cleveland has a pretty damn good defense. Pittsburgh has pretty solid defense too. But they have Aaron Rodgers. We're going Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, let's see. The other noon games, we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens has really been struggling. Lamar Jackson, I don't know if he's gonna play. Rams have been looking pretty solid. We're gonna go with the Rams. Arizona and Indy, and he's been looking solid. Arizona really struggled against a very mediocre Tennessee Titans team last week. We're going Indianapolis. And then we have the Chargers at Miami. Both teams have not been playing very good. But I have more faith in Justin Herbert than I do Tua. So we're going with the Chargers there. And, here we go. This is going to be a fun one. New England Patriots coming off a win over the Buffalo Bills at the New Orleans Saints, coming off their first win of the season. I kind of want to go New Orleans, but we're going New England. All right, here we are into the 3 o'clock slate. Tennessee at Vegas. Tennessee got their first win of the season in some crazy fashion. Vegas has been looking terrible. Geno Smith has more interceptions thrown than touchdowns. He does not appear to be the guy. I don't know who to go with this. We're going to go Cam Ward, rookie, Tennessee coming into Vegas. He's going to shock the world. Not really shock the world, but I have a feeling he's going to do something here. All right, and then we're going into the 4:25 or 3:25 slot, which is still the 3 o'clock slot I call. San Fran at Tampa. We're not really too sure if Bucky Irving is going to play. Didn't really seem to matter last week. They kicked ass pretty much. San Fran struggled a bit. We are going to go Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here we go into my game. You know who we're going. Green Bay Packers. Go Pack, go, baby. And then we're going to the Sunday night football game. Kansas City's been struggling. It don't matter that they're at home. Don't matter they're in Arrowhead. I don't care. I hate to say it, but Detroit's the better team. Detroit's taking that one. The early start of the Monday night football game, we are going Buffalo at Atlanta. You got to go Buffalo. They're going to bounce back. I mean, Atlanta, they got Bijan. What else? Penix looks mediocre here and there. He looks okay. He looks good here and there, I guess I should say. He looks mediocre most of the time. They got Drake London. Defense is solid, but Buffalo is one of the top 3 teams in the league, I think. So we're going Buffalo there. And then we have Chicago, Washington. In Washington. And like I said earlier, we're rooting for Washington here. We're going to put them in. And then we do a total point guess. I normally do the over-under. I'm going to just throw in a random score right now. Let's see. Over-under is 50.5. We're going to go ahead and throw 48 for the tiebreaker for the Chicago-Washington game. 48 total points. Like I said, another live stream Saturday night. We're going to revise these picks as the picks are not due until Sunday morning, so doesn't really matter. These are just my picks for right now. I will come back and play with them on Saturday, see what you guys think, see what I think, and go out from there. Sorry, I don't know why I backed out of my picks. So yeah, here's the picks for the week so far. If you guys have anything that you completely disagree with, go ahead and let me know in the chat right here, or send me a DM on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and I will be more than willing to have a conversation with you guys and ask you guys why you think what you think and see if we can come to a better conclusion about it. So before we get into the college football part of today's episode, we are going to take a quick break. I will be back very shortly. Stay tuned for a bit yet here. Like I said, won't be a long break. It'll be a quick, probably like minute-long break. Stay tuned. See you guys soon. And yeah, stay tuned. All right, we are back at the BallsOut Show, and it is about to be time for the college football section of tonight's stream. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get into that with the some couple headlines from earlier this week in the college football world. In the college football world this week, there's been some headlines, but we're just gonna go over some quick little small ones, big ones, whatever. After uncertainty with blood clots in his legs, Deion Sanders has announced that he will be coaching against Iowa State this week. He's a tough son of a gun. Prayers up for Deion. Hopefully everything's all well with him. Next up, we have UNC, University of North Carolina. Apparently, Coach Belichick dismissed it himself, but apparently the University of North Carolina has discussed a buyout of Belichick's contract. They are not happy with it, and I don't blame them. Or not happy with it, not happy with him, and I don't blame them. He's given up leads of a bigger gap than the age gap between him and his girlfriend. It's a little ridiculous there. Like, I thought he was supposed to be one of the greatest coaches around. Evidently not. Next up, a little bit of good news. Florida State University, Ethan Pritchard was released from the hospital after he was shot a little more than a month ago. The team surprised him today. He's on a solid path to recovery, and prayers up for him. Hope everything goes well. Heal well. See you on the field soon, hopefully. A former Stanford player has set a program record with a $50 million contribution this past week towards the program. That's ridiculous. I mean, $50 million? Former player? I don't know if you guys saw anything about who it was. Is it Christian McCaffrey? I don't know. Who the hell else has like that? I mean, it is Stanford. Those dudes are smart as hell. But yeah, that was pretty impressive. $50 million to go back to your school. That's crazy. And then, as I'm sure you guys saw, Texas and Penn State both fell out of the top 25 completely after some embarrassing losses. Penn State just got they gave UCLA their first win of the season. Winless UCLA. That was pretty bad. But it happens, I guess. Just like they say in the NFL, any given Saturday instead of any given Sunday, anything can happen. Look at Texas too. They were the number one ranked team in the country at the start of the season. Here they are out of the rankings. So next up, we're going to go into my must-watch games for this weekend. I am going to be watching every single possible game that I can, but these are the games that I have my eyes on the most, that I really want to watch, and I think you guys should be watching because I feel like they are going to be fun, exciting, and just knockout games. First off, we have Ohio State, fuck the Buckeyes, at Illinois at 11 a.m. Ohio State's favored by 14.5 points with an over-under at 50.5. Is this a potential trap game? It's the first time they're meeting up in, what is it? I think it's 7 years, if I remember right. Illinois is looking pretty solid. You can't count them out. And it'd be pretty badass of them to put a damper on the Ohio State confidence before Ohio State comes and plays Wisconsin on my birthday next week. So I don't like you, Illinois, but I like you a lot more than Ohio State. Let's see it. Next up, we got Bama and Mizzou. That should be another good one. SEC matchup. Bama's been on a little bit of a downtick, but coming back up. Mizzou's been, they put their hat in the ring, what was that, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and they're sticking around. They're throwing punches, man. That's an 11 o'clock game as well. Bama's favored by 2.5 points with an over-under set at 51.5 points. That could be a turning point in the SEC. Mizzou wins this game. How do they not make the playoffs if they hold on? Bama wins this game. They might be meeting up in the SEC championship. Probably against Georgia. Who knows? We'll see. This could be a massive, massive game for the SEC. We'll find out. Next up, we got Indiana at Oregon at 2:30 p.m. Oregon's favored by 6.5 points. The over-under is set at 54.5 points. Indiana's come out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere last year. They're sticking around. They're coming out of the middle of nowhere this year. Well, I guess they're not out of the middle of nowhere, but they're sticking around this year, man. They're ranked number 7. They're going into Oregon. They're, again, a potential upset, potential trap game. Oregon's a high-powered team, but Indiana has all the tools to pull something off here that no one expects. And honestly, I think that'd be kind of badass. Why not? Not a massive Indiana fan, especially because I'm a Wisconsin fan. But Badgers look like Dookie this year, so I don't know. I guess go Hoosiers. Maybe it'd kind of be fun to see Oregon get taken down. And then another game that I really want to watch, another 2:30 game. We got the Red River rivalry. Oklahoma at Texas. Texas is favored by 1.5 with an over-under set at 44.5. Oklahoma's ranked. Texas fell out of the rankings. Doesn't matter. This is still one of the biggest games of the year. Every single year. The Red River rivalry is, oh my God, it's so fun. Last year, fun game. 2 years ago, fun game. I can't think. It's one of the games I look forward to the most. Every single week, or every single year that the Red River rivalry happens, that weekend has to be set aside. Nothing is happening. I have to watch that game. Doesn't matter where I am. Could be in Hawaii, could be in Nicaragua, could be in Alaska, could be in Guantanamo Bay. I don't care. I'm watching that game. It's almost always a banger. And then we also have my team, one of the oldest and best rivalries in all of college football, Iowa at Wisconsin for a 6 p.m. game. Iowa is favored by 3.5 points with an over-under set at 37.5, which I think is more than generous, as the Badgers have been struggling, less than ideal, not good, piss poor. I can go on and on with disappointing adjectives about my team. And also the Iowa football team has not really been known for putting up offensive points. So I think that over-under is a little generous there. Under. Lock it in. Again, not betting advice. Just my input. Yeah, that's a game that I'm definitely going to be watching, obviously. It's my team, but I think that'll be a fun game. It always is. Well, as long as you're not a fan of one team or the other, it's always a fun game. You know, raise that brass bowl. The battle for the Heartland Trophy. Hopefully my lineman can lift that thing up and bring it back to the trophy room. We'll see. And my last must-watch game for the Saturday slate is Georgia at Auburn. Again, always a fun game. That's a 6:30 game. Georgia is favored by 3.5 points. Over-under is set at 46.5 points. I know it's at Auburn. It is Georgia at the end of the day, though. That's probably one that Georgia's probably going to take home. I don't know, though. You never know. This college, not even just college football. This football season has been weird. Weird. That's a one-word way to describe it. So yeah, those are in my opinion, my must-watch games for this upcoming Saturday. Big noon kickoff, all that. Now we're going to do a top 25 pick'em. Just like I did the NFL games, I'm going to do all the top 25 games for the college football slate. Let you guys know what I think. Tomorrow night, Friday, USF plays at North Texas. USF is ranked 24th in the AP pool. They've been hot. They've been looking good. I'm taking USF in that game. I'm sorry. I'm unprepared with these games. I should have the spread on them all. I don't, but whatever it is, I'm probably taking the spread on that game for USF. Saturday, the rest of the games are Saturday games. We have, like I said earlier, Ohio State, who is ranked number 1 at 17 Illinois. I really hope Illinois wins that game. I really hope it's a trap game. I really hope they dig deep and find something. But I mean, it's hard to go against Ohio State. I think I'm gonna have to take Ohio State in that one, but go Fighting Illini. Next up, we have number 8 Bama at number 14 Mizzou. Again, hate Bama. Not a huge fan of Mizzou either, but like I said, they were looking a little downhill, but they've been coming up. We're going to go Bama on that one. Next up, we got Pittsburgh at number 25, Florida State University. Again, another hard one to choose, but I think I'm going to have to go with the higher ranked team. I think I'm going to go Florida State. It's just hard not to. And you're probably going to see that in a lot of the games here for the top 25 pick'em. Next up, we got Washington State at unranked Washington State at number 4, Ole Miss. Got to go Ole Miss. How can you not? And then we got number 7, Indiana at number 3, Oregon. In my gut, think Oregon's going to win this game. I think they're the better team. But for the pick'em, we're calling Indiana on this one. Go Hoosiers. We're going to call Indiana. And next up, we got number 6, Oklahoma at Texas. This is the Red River rivalry. It's in Texas. Another tough one to choose. Texas has been... They looked like they were able to kind of hold their own against Ohio State. Not enough, but they looked at least mediocre, I guess you could say. But then it's just been downhill from there. We're going Oklahoma in this one. Sooners. And then we got Virginia Tech, unranked, at number 13, Georgia Tech. It's at Georgia Tech. If it was at Virginia Tech, you got Enter Sandman. I might go with them. But at Georgia Tech, we're going to go at Georgia Tech, number 13, Georgia Tech, winning that game. And then we got NC State at number 16, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's been having a rough year. Rough year, for sure. Which sucks. I'm a Irish fan by proxy. So go Irish. And it's been a rough year, but that's who I'm going with in this game. Go Irish. Fighting Irish win this game. Number 16 over unranked. And then we got number 22, Iowa State at Colorado. Colorado's not been looking good this year. Deion Sanders, no one knew if he was going to coach until today. Iowa State, they started off the year against Kansas State looking pretty solid. They're ranked. They've been showing more than Colorado has. We're going Iowa State in this game. Cyclones. We got Arkansas at number 12, Tennessee. At Tennessee, dude, you got the checkerboard end zones. Tennessee's going to put up 56 in this game. Go Volunteers. Next up, we got Florida Gators at number 5, Texas A&M. Gators have put up some fight this year, man. They've been chomping a bit. But I think the turning point in their season was losing to USF. And I just realistically don't think they're fully over that. Texas A&M. Go Aggies. Johnny Manziel, you better be there. Next up, we got Kansas at Texas Tech. I really like Lance Leipold. Or Leipold, however you pronounce it. Like him a lot. UW Whitewater guy. He's turning that program around just like he did Buffalo. Just like he did, I guess you can't really say UW Whitewater, but just like he did Buffalo. He did do good things at Whitewater, but he didn't really turn them around. They were solid. But at Texas Tech, Kansas hasn't been looking as hot this year as they did in previous years. We're going Texas Tech in this one. And if you guys can't tell, I'm taking the higher ranked team basically so far. There might be an upset. I don't know. Like I did take Indiana over Oregon. That's my upset so far. Next up, we got number 10, Georgia, at Auburn. Like I said earlier, almost always a good game. But again, you can't go against Georgia. We're going for the Bulldogs here. I just don't see how you can go against them. And then we also have number 15, Michigan at USC. Again, Michigan's been on not a great look so far, but they are ranked number 15. They haven't looked terrible. Haven't looked bad. They just haven't. They're not their national championship team, but we're still going to go with them in Southern California to win. Next up, we got Southern Carolina at number 11, LSU. LSU is winning that game, no doubt about it. Then we got 18 BYU at Arizona. Arizona's a fucking party school. Those kids are going to be going crazy, but BYU, those kids aren't allowed to have sex. They can, what do they call it? Flop or whatever. I don't remember what they call it. They can do that stuff, but, for the most part, you got to assume they're abstinent. They got that testosterone sitting in their body, just running around, going crazy. Arizona, they're fucking hammered. We're going BYU. And then we got number 21, Arizona State at Utah. Arizona State's more of a party school than Arizona. At least from what I hear. Haven't been out there, but Arizona State's winning this game. Utah, what have you guys done? I don't know. And yeah, that is the that's the rundown for the college football slate this week, this Saturday. And I will see you guys on the live stream yet again after the games on Saturday, ideally at 11 p.m. I know I was a little late tonight. I'm sorry about that. Brewers were playing. Brewers also play on Saturday, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're catching this on the back end, whether it's on Spotify or on YouTube, hope you enjoyed. Hope you stay tuned. Hope you subscribe. Hope you follow. Hope you go ahead and find me on Instagram, Twitter /X, TikTok, all the above. And are ready to keep watching these streams and learn about the sports and have a good time. Like I said, you guys can always come in and talk in the chat, and I'm more than willing to field questions from you guys. That's what this whole section right here is supposed to be, is me fielding questions, but there are none, so maybe next time. I will see you guys Saturday night. Go Red. /on Wisconsin. Take down them Iowa Hawkeyes. And go Brew Crew. Again, see you guys. Go ahead. Please subscribe. Please follow. Please like. Please comment. Please share with all your friends. And I just hope you guys have a great Thursday night. Have a great Friday. And I will see you at the end of the first day of your weekend. See you soon.